So here we are with the rest of our basically trigonometric identities. So the last thing that we did was that tan squared theta plus 1 is equal to secant squared theta. And now let me number these equations so that we know what we're doing here. Let me call this equation number 1. Call this equation number 2. And here basically 1 divide everything by cos squared theta. Now if you if you take equation number 1, this one, and this time divide everything by sine squared theta, then you'll have something like this. So this is the whole thing dividing by sine squared theta would be sine squared theta by sine squared theta plus cos squared theta divided by sine squared theta is equal to 1 divided by sine squared theta. Now you know that sine squared theta by sine squared theta is 1 plus cos squared theta divided by sine squared theta is, as we had here, cos theta divided by sine theta is equal to cot theta. So what we have here is cos squared theta by sine squared theta is cot squared theta is equal to 1 divided by sine squared theta is basically cosecant squared theta. Or you can write it as I have been writing as 50. Let me write it as 2 cosecant squared theta. So basically 1 plus cot squared theta is equal to cosecant squared theta, and I'll call this equation number 3. Now we have still a few more things to do here. Now let me show you one more thing here. Let me show you one more thing here. If you have a diagram here, and if you have an angle theta, something like this, if this is theta, then you basically know that minus theta would be, if you go in a counterclockwise direction, you will get theta, as you see here. Now minus theta would be the same angle going in the opposite direction, namely in the clockwise direction. So if I went in this direction, I would get the same angle, but this time this is minus theta. in the same well, and then now let's see what happens if you apply some of the functions like sine and cos on theta and minus theta. Now we need to do a concrete example here. Basically, if you want to calculate sine minus theta here, what would you get? If you want to calculate sine minus theta, you would get how would you calculate sine minus theta? So now, in order to calculate sine minus theta, basically this angle over here, this angle down here, you could basically pick any point on any of these angles, for example on this one, and then you could draw a line, a straight line going from here to here, and then basically these points have the same x value because they both end up here over here on the x-axis. So you have basically if this is P, and if I call this, if I give it the coordinates x comma y, if this is x and this value right here is y, then if I call this P dash, you can say that you have the same x value here, but you have the opposite. I mean, if you have y here, then here you have basically minus y here. The same value, I mean the same value, but with the opposite sign. So this is minus y, this is y. And basically you know that sine theta here, sine theta here is basically y divided by r, and this is r basically, and this is r. So if sine theta is equal to y divided by r, and sine minus theta here is what? Is minus y divided by r. So based on these two equations, you can say that sine theta is equal to minus of sine minus theta, because sine theta is equal to y by r, sine minus theta is minus y by r, so sine theta is basically equal to minus of sine minus theta, or you could write it as sine minus theta is equal to minus sine theta. So this is also important, and you can use it in I'm sorry. So you can use this also in many situations. Now one more thing that you can verify here, it's the same story but about cos. I have still some time over here. So about cos, so if I I'm trying to do it straight line, right? Okay, great. So now let's see what is cos theta. Cos theta is equal to what? Is equal to x divided, this is theta, so x divided by r. And cos minus theta this was r, and cos minus theta is equal to basically again we have the same x value, x is x here, so x divided by r. So you can say that cos theta is equal to cos minus theta, or cos minus theta is equal to cos theta. This is also important, which you should know. And this is also something important that you should know. So basically this is everything that you need to know here. And so now, based on what we found here, sine minus theta is equal to minus sine theta, and cos minus theta is equal to cos theta, you can basically come to the conclusion that basically sine is an odd function and cos is an even function. And the reason for that is that if you let me write this down one more time. So we said that sine minus theta is equal to minus sine theta, and cos minus theta is equal to cos theta. But basically an even function is something like y is equal to x squared. If you have y is equal to x squared, you have a graph like this. And let's say this is 1, and this is 1, and this is 1. So 1 squared is 1, and 1, and 2 is 4. So you end up 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this is the other point. So basically this is the graph of the function y is equal to x squared. Something like this. So let me draw this neater. 50. So go to tool and go to brush. So you would basically end up somewhere like this. So and over here. Okay, so this is basically f of x is equal to x squared. And if you had the graph of the function, for example, oh, we are running out of time, so I'm going to do the rest of this video in the next video. Okay.